And this is my makeup.
For my primer, I'll be using the Danessa Myrek. It is the Yummy Blurring Balm in the Universal Radiance. So it does have a little bit of glitter in there. And I love just putting this all over my face because it helps with oil control. And I'm a very oil prone girly, so I know my stuff when I talk about primer. This, 10 out of 10. And this is just a regular brown pencil I got at the beauty supply. It is my favorite. It's very creamy. It slides on very easily. And it's really easy to blend, especially when I want to do something a bit darker. I can always add to this. And it's just amazing. I have found other eyebrow pencils, but I feel like I always go back to the simple beauty supply ones. They're easy to use. All you have to do is really sharpen the ends, and it applies like butter. I'm telling you guys, you have to try it out. I always have to make sure my eyebrows match or at least relatable. So you will be like just seeing me staring at the camera. Just know I'm just trying to make sure my eyebrows are at least sisters. They don't have to be identical twin, even cousins. Even cousins. See? I'm just checking her out, making sure she's good to go.
Conceal brows in the Juvia's Place, shade 8 and 11. 11. Eight.
So when I recorded this video, it was intentionally meant for my Instagram and TikTok just to like cut a few parts. So that's why I'm not speaking as much. And I look very serious because I was also watching a show. But I will be doing voiceovers just to fill you guys in and fill in the gaps. So yeah, keep watching, enjoy. More will be coming where I will be more active and talk more and show more of my personality. But for now, enjoy this video. Thank you. Bye bye. Well, not bye, because, we're still watching, right? 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 Okay. Eyebrows are very tedious, so make sure you take your time when you're cleaning. I like to go in with the concealer a little bit closer to my shade, as you can see, and I like to clean the bottom and the top when I want a really sharp look. So that's why you're seeing me take my time going back in, just making sure everything is perfectly in line. I'm not going for a perfect look necessarily, but I am going for a clean, nice look. And I'm just going in and just adding a little bit more to the front. And I'm getting to the shape that I want closer and closer. And you will see that I do go back in there with a mascara brow. And this is an old mascara that I've had. It is a light brown. And I love using it on my eyebrows because it adds a little bit more definition. And it adds a little bit more of that brown, like actual natural texture. And that's what I'm doing right now. I typically go in the end, and whatever is left from the brush, I bring it to the front. And it's not as pigmented, so it does not get on there super dark. If you can see, it just gives me the strokes that I need on my eyebrows, and I will go ahead and do that throughout all of them just to make it nice and like look more natural, if that makes sense. Because the pencil does have a little bit of red undertone, but it is like a very nice chocolate brown that I like on my brows. I do use the Got To Be brow glue just to seal everything in. I see that when I tend to use this, my eyebrows do stay on longer. Even if I sweat, it does not budge or move. So I love to use this to just lock everything in. And when I tell you guys, this thing has lasted me so long and has been with me through the trenches, as you can see per the tube. And I'm just telling you guys, make sure you lock in your brows. And I go in and I blend in all the excess concealer I have so it goes through like on my skin and doesn't stay as sharp on there. So it just helps blend everything out with my foundation brush.
For foundation, I'm using Lancome's 550 and Morphe's shade Filter Deep 36, and I'm mixing it with the Juvia's Place concealer in number 11. That was a lot of words. I'm gonna mix it in the back of my hand.
Just trust the process. You'll see it all come together when I blend.
I'm gonna add a little bit more of the Lancome.
Okay, you see I'm blending it in and it's all coming together. Because my neck is darker than my face and my body, I tend to match my body and not my neck. And I do my best to drag everything down my neck, but I know sometimes it can look ashy if you drag too much foundation on your neck. So I don't get too low, but I do try to blend it in. So the more I blend it in, the more you see it melts into my skin tone and it actually matches my body and not necessarily my neck, because again, we're going to match our body and not our neck. And at the end, it will all come together. So just trust the process. Keep blending. Even when you feel like you've blended enough, blend some more. Just blend until the blending gets blended and the blend is blended in when you blend the blending. So always blend, because blending blends the blend and blends the foundation. Thank you. For concealer, I'm using the Juvia's Place shade 11, and I usually put that on the top first because it is a bit darker, and I will go back in, but this is where I like to apply my concealer to make sure I get a nice blend and the highlights effects that I want. I do regret putting it on my cheekbones. I usually don't do that, and I don't know why I did it this time, but I usually don't put any concealer on my cheekbone.
Contour J5 in Juvia's Place.
And I go in with the contour shade 5 in Juvia's Place. And this is where I like to apply my contour. And I will go ahead and blend it later.
Lighter concealer in shade 14.
I like to only apply the lighter one right next to my eyes, and I will go in later if I need more, but right now that's where I apply it. And I like to use a puffer brush sometimes to apply the concealer because I feel like it tends to make it less chalky and it does blend a little bit smoother. Well, I feel like sometimes the brush does spread it further than I want to because I have less control. So I do like to use a puffer blender to apply my concealer and set it in. If you can see, I have more control over where it's going and how it's spreading, and I feel like the highlight is a bit stronger and it's a bit lighter underneath my eyes. You guys should try it and let me know how it goes. If you can see, it's highlighting where I want it to and it's brightening my under eye. And because I used a puffer, it does give me more control. Again, I regret putting so much concealer over there because I feel like it was a little too bright than I wanted to, and I don't think I blended enough. But the rest of my face, I feel like it looks really nice, and I love where the highlights have been applied, and I love how brightening it is, and I think it just really opens up my face in those features. For my contour, I do like to use a brush because I like to tap it in and bring it up to my hairline and my ears. And I feel like the brush does give me more control because it's more of a dense brush. And this is what I mean. I go down my neck in the back of my ear just to blend more into my neck so it can match better. And I go up my head. I don't typically blend add a lot of contour on my head because I feel like my forehead isn't big enough. So if I don't put a little bit, I feel like it gives me a harsher line. So I do put just a little bit contour on my forehead, but I mostly focus on my cheeks and my hairline and my nose and behind my ear and down my neck. I like to go with the same brush and contour my nose. I do use the sides and not the flat part. I feel like that gives me more control, and the Access product on there just gives me a little bit more definition, which I really like. But this is how I blend the bridge of my nose. I like to go back in with my puffer brush just to make sure I clean those edges, to make sure I don't have any harsh line, and just to try to blend that concealer with the contour so I don't have too harsh shadows.
For blush, I'm going to be using the Rare Beauty's Nearly Berry. This is her form. This blush because you can build it up. Done. For powder, Juvia's Place in the shade Sahara.
I go back in with a different puffer brush to add my powder, and I will focus on absorbing the oil more than highlighting for now or brightening the undertone. So as you can see, I'm just gonna work with the back of the products on my hand, and I'm gonna go ahead and just try to lock in all that oil and just remove it. And I'm gonna go ahead and just go where all my highlight concealers are, and then later in I will go on with more product then to brighten it. So right now, again, I'm just focusing on locking in all that oil, and right here you see me adding more product because now I'm focusing on brightening, and I will let that sit for a little bit. And I do cut above my eye just to give a more definition on my nose contour, and I'll show you that in a little bit. Here I am following my natural lines on my eyes just to brighten it more and bring it up there just to give myself more definition on my nose contour and highlight.
Contour Juvia's Place Bronzy in Deep Dark, and we're gonna go ahead and go in with both shades. Brush, and we're gonna go ahead and go in with blush, and we're gonna be using the Warrior number 3 by Juvia's Place, and I'm gonna go in with a little bit of this color and the purple right there. I think it really complements the Nearly Berry by Rare Beauty. I like to drag my blush a little bit under my eyes and down here.
I meant to say under my eye and on top of my eye.
Whatever I have left over my brush, I bring a little bit down here and just all around, and it just gives myself a little bit of color. Some right here and then some on my forehead.
I meant to say powder, not concealer.
Call me crazy, but I like to go in with the brush again and just, that's it. Do at your own risk. Nose contour, we're gonna go ahead and go back with the Juvia's Place Bronzy in Deep Dark, and a small brush, just make sure it's clean. We're gonna go with the top, and then we're just gonna go in. For eyes, I'm gonna go in with the deeper purplish shade, mix it in. Morphe setting spray. She is my holy grail. I love using this to melt my makeup. I'm almost out, unfortunately. Spray. To put a lot on. While that's drying, let's do lips. I'm going in with the Juvia's Place Long Wear Lip Liner in Cocoa Latte, and I'm gonna go in with the Juvia's Place Luxe Liner in the shade Brownie, and these are the two shades we're gonna mix. I like to go in with the deepest color first, and I'm gonna just line my lips. With the Brownie. For the liners, I'm gonna go back in with my Rare Beauty Neely Berry, and I'm gonna go ahead and just take a little bit in. I'm gonna go in with my Super Sky Matte Ink, and this is the red shade Red. I'm just gonna do a little right there, and then my finger, and just for gloss, I'm gonna go in with this clear gloss. I got this on Amazon. I don't remember what it's called, but it literally just says Lip Glow Oil, color Revive Cherry Oil. This is the oil. Now let's do mascara. For mascara, I'm going in with my Lash Princess. I love this. It's like $5 on Amazon, and it's amazing. And this is what looks really small. I'm gonna go ahead and set my makeup with the 3-second setting mist from L'Oreal Paris. Shake well. And done. This is my makeup. Let's do a transfer test.